marching for their lives.
To actually show that we're taking action and we want change.
A sign change could be on the horizon.
Today is my 18th birthday and I will be voting.
Activists making sure their voices are heard as they flood the streets of Manhattan.
Why are you marching today?
For the kids that died in all the school shootings and honoring them.
Our parents tried to make this change and they couldn't, and I really hope that in my lifetime and that in my parents' lifetime we can see this happen.
Among the people marching here today are not just New Yorkers, but people from other states, including school shooting survivors.
The support is what's been helping the most with the healing process.
Charlotte Dwyer and her sister Madeline are students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
Our school doesn't want to become another statistic. We don't want to be in the list of names always of Columbine and Sandy Hook. Like, these are all terrible tragedies, but we want to be the one that really sparks a change. So we're here to start that.
The day drawing in not just students.
I'm here because as a teacher, students' safety is my first priority.
Also doctors and actors.
I'm not here as an actor, I'm here as a citizen. We are demanding once and for all that Congress act and do something about the proliferation of guns in this country.
Even legendary rock stars.
One of my best friends was killed in gun violence right around here.
But the march also included those raising their voice in support of the Second Amendment.
We want to show we're here to support our president as well.
A historic event, the city's mayor and the governor praising the young generation behind it.
I think what you see from these young people is they're saying, we're not getting any leadership from Washington, and we're going to provide the leadership. This activism versus the NRA, this activism wins.
Crowds convinced this is just the beginning of a long march to change. In Manhattan, Jenna DeAngelis, CBS 2 News.
Officials announced the takedown of a major drug operation that funneled heroin and cocaine onto Long Island.
News 12's Marissa Sarback has a story in Middle Island.
Today, Suffolk County Police and the district attorney announced a major drug bust, and they say it all started at this house right here.
Millions of dollars worth of drugs.
These drugs repeatedly making their way from Elias Avales in the Bronx to the main supplier here on Long Island, Michael Fearon, a 3-time felony offender. When News 12 went out to the neighborhood where Fearon lived, neighbors didn't want to speak on camera for fear of getting involved. District Attorney Tim Sini says the whole operation included 7 people now charged with distributing powder cocaine, crack cocaine, and heroin, mainly in Brookhaven and on the East End.
This is an organization that was clearly responsible for multiple kilogram quantities of cocaine, crack cocaine, and heroin, and Avales was the supplier to Fearon.
Sini says this drug network is connected to overdoses in Suffolk County and is one of the largest drug networks in the area. With 7 people now behind bars, Sini says the investigation still isn't over and there's more to come. Reporting in Middle Island, Marissa Sarback, News 12 Long Island.
And Fearon is being charged with operating as a major trafficker and faces 25 years to life in prison if convicted. He'll be arraigned tomorrow.
So, I did some running around today. Now I'm home, just chilling, taking it easy. And I just wanted to get on and talk a little bit about, what's going on, current events. They had the march, in regards to the gun violence in Congress not doing the right thing. I never really I don't understand what the problem is really, why they don't see that it's a problem. People able to get their hands on assault rifles and go into schools and kill innocent people, and Congress doesn't see the need to act. It doesn't really make sense, And I know a lot of people say that we choose our politicians. It seems like even with all the voting that we do, no one still does the right thing. A person with mental issues could still go and get an assault rifle, an AR-15, which is a weapon of mass destruction. It's definitely not for civilian usage, but they're able to go and legally obtain a firearm like an AR-15 and cause mass destruction. And Congress is, I don't even know. They say the NRA has a lot of money tied up in politics, and I'm sure that's true. But you think about the people that run the NRA, I guess they feel like their family can't be touched. I guess they feel like they're far removed, and the money is so good that it doesn't move them to, or doesn't behoove them rather, or, the word, it doesn't move them to try to make any change when it comes to the laws. I don't understand. You know, the country that we live in, they say it's the greatest country on earth, greatest country in the world. I mean, I didn't do the statistics. I overheard people talking about, as far as gun violence, the United States compared to other places in the world, that we rate really, really high. You know, like I said, I haven't checked out the statistics myself, but I believe that. I mean, I wouldn't doubt it. You know, but you know, that's one of the things that's going on right now. People are starting to speak up about Congress not doing the right thing, not actually stepping up and doing what is necessary to protect the people of the United States of America. I guess we just have to, you know, we have to consistently stay on the subject and not let it go to the wayside as far as the attention that has to be brought to it. Because something will happen. Something will happen. We just can't, you know, we can't let it go. We can't forget about it. Can't get distracted or get relaxed, you know, because what happens is there's a shooting, right? And then there's an uproar. People talk about the laws not being right and people are able to obtain guns. And then it goes away after a while until there's another shooting. And then people get into an uproar again, you know, so that seems like a cycle that's going on as well, which, you know, I really think change is gonna come, you know, change is gonna come. We just have to keep consistent, you know. So that was, you know, that's one of the things that I was paying attention to. It's been a big topic in the news since the last shooting, and unfortunately, I mean, sorry to say, but you know, I don't think it's going to be the last one. It'll keep happening until people get it right, you know. It's terrible. It's terrible. But you know, that brings me to a topic, you know, getting back to even, you know, Congress and the laws and all of that stuff, you know, that we were talking about earlier with the gun violence. But you know how now, you know, the country is moving toward the legalization of marijuana, right? So now you got all these dispensaries popping up. You got all these people legally selling marijuana, making millions of dollars. Government collecting tax money off of it. And you figure just years ago, they were putting people in prison, and still now, people are going to prison for selling marijuana. And nowhere near the amount of marijuana that a dispensary sells today. People are going to prison for years and years and years for selling pounds of marijuana. I mean, you don't see something wrong with that? I think that's kind of strange. I mean, President Obama was pardoning a bunch of people, and I think there was some people that got pardoned because they were, you know, non-violent felons. They were in prison for selling marijuana for, you know, 30 years in prison for selling weed. I mean, think about that now. You in prison for 30 years for selling something that grows naturally on the earth. Man, I love this country, but man. Well, anyway, comment below. Tell me what you think. My first question is this. If marijuana becomes legal in New York, would you smoke? If you don't smoke already. To those law-abiding citizens out there right now, if marijuana were to become legal in New York, would you smoke? And also to everybody now, and everybody, what do you think about how things are going now? How marijuana is just about legal, and you have legal dispensaries, you have people making millions of dollars selling marijuana, and just 10 years ago, 5 years ago, a year ago, you have lots of people, mostly black and brown, but I'm sure that a lot of white folk got caught up in it too, but are serving long prison sentences for selling marijuana. What's your opinion on that? What do you guys think? Leave a comment below. And let me know what you guys think. I want to see what's going on. What else is going on out here in the world with the news. Let's keep watching. Keep watching. Keep talking.